Good morning to all the members present here physically and virtually. I extend a hearty welcome to all of you present here for the one-day seminar on complication and issues related to virtual digital assets. I would also like to welcome our chief guest, CA I S Prasad. I would now request our chairman, CA Srinivasa T, to escort the chief guest to the dais and hand over a floral bouquet to our chief guest. And also I request Divya madam to come on the dais. Thank you. Now I request our chairman to address the gathering.
Respected chief guest of this program and our own fraternity member, now FKCCI president, largest trade body, our managing committee member Pramod, Divya, and members present physically and virtually. Happy morning to you all. I welcome you all for the very interesting session on crypto, virtual digital asset. It's a much discussed area presently across the world. Lot of things happening in this virtual digital assets. Lot of discussions is going on government level everywhere. Considering this interesting session, we have arranged one-day seminar having 5 speakers, 2 speakers joining from USA, other 3 speakers, experts joining from Bangalore, conducting various sessions, how it has been evolved, how it is going to buy and sell, what is the legal issues, what is the tax implication, GST or income tax, so many other issues is discussed in this session. It will be a great knowledge gaining session. For this, when we requested I.S. Prasad sir, even his busy schedule, because he has served more than 40 years of in CA profession and done lot of charitable activities. It's not an easy thing to become a president in FKCCA. Even in this stage, is actively doing a great service to society. Give him a big round of applause. We are fortunate to have I.S. Prasad sir as a chief guest for this program. Crypto, there is lot of ambiguity, no clarity, because simple reason, moment if you say crypto, virtual digital assets, where is the underlying asset? There is no underlying asset, but gaining lot of importance across the globe. But some of the countries, they have legalized it. But in India, it's not legalized for various reasons, because country like India, very big country, cannot have a parallel economy. It's the biggest threat for our economy. If you allow, if you legalize, it is a threat to economy, as well as it gives chance to funding for terrorist activities. And government economy will fall because collections will come down drastically. Lot of fraudulent trade transactions will happen. We cannot control it. But one aspect of this crypto virtual digital is it is strongly serving on a platform called blockchain. That has been, is a very secured software, but that has been planning to implement in various stages of banks and other government transactions too, because it's very strong software blockchain. And India, I can say it's a Maya, no underlining asset, just based on demand. It's going up and down every day. Lot of middle and lower middle class people are falling for this free and they're losing their money day in, day out. But even apart from this, but government is taxing. It's like that. Uchmunde hundone jana, bandit barli. But it's like that. We are levying a tax on that. We are developing standards on that. So many things like it is happening. But government also is not able to control those transactions because nobody knows clearly where is the starting and where is the ending. Such kind of a transaction, but very difficult to understand. Person within that, who, though actively trade or involved, they will be knowing the in and out. Hope this session will give clarity. Those who are interested to already involved in those transactions of crypto. Hope it will be a very knowledge gaining session. With this, once again, welcome you all for the very interesting session. Thank you. Happy learning. Over to him.
Thank you, Chairman. Now I would call upon our Vice Chairman, Ms. Divya, to introduce our chief guest.
A very pleasant good morning to all the members present here physically and also virtually. It's indeed my pleasure to give an introduction to such an energetic, enthusiastic, always an inspiration to entire CA community. It's my privilege, sir, to give an introduction to you. Shri CA I S Prasad, practicing chartered accountant since 4 decades in the name of I S Prasad and Co. He has held various positions in professional organization and many other institutions. To name a few, President of Karnataka State Chartered Accountant Association, Chairman Golden Jubilee Conference of KSCA, Member Board of Studies ICA New Delhi, Member of Information Technology of ICA New Delhi, Regional Council Member of SIRC of ICA, Chairman of Fiscal Law Committee and Committee for Members in Industry, Treasurer SIRC of ICI, co-opted member of IT Committee ICI of New Delhi, and also he is presently President of Federation of Karnataka Chambers of Commerce and Industry, and he has also met Prime Minister more than 5 times to present before them the various topics, issues regarding the profession and the industry. Also, he is General Secretary for Vasavi Vidya Niketan Trust and President of Karnataka Arya Vaishya Charitable Trust. Also, Honorable Secretary of Lions Club of Bangalore West Trust. With this very, very brief introduction, I wholeheartedly welcome our chief guest for today's program. Over to Secretary. Thank you.
Thank you, Divya ma'am, for the wonderful introduction. We thank you once again for taking out your time in this busy schedule in the current work deadlines and gracing this event, sir. We shall inaugurate this seminar by lighting the lamp as a symbol of enlightenment. I request the dignitary on the dais and MC members of the dais to join us for the lighting of the lamp.
य एष सुप्तेषु जागृति य एष सुप्तेषु जागृति कामं 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 कामुरुषो पुरुषो निर्मिमाणः निर्मिमाणः तदेव शुक्रं तदेव शुक्रब्रह्मा तद्ब्रह्मा तदेवामृतमुच्यते अस्मिन् लोकः अस्मिन् लोषणः सर्वे तदूनात्यधिकश्च एतद्द्वैता 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 एतद्द्वैता
Thank you, everyone. Now, I request our chief guest to address the members present physically and virtually.
A very good morning to all of you. The most dynamic physical and virtual hybrid mode, the chairman of Bangalore branch, CS Srinivas, the most dynamic vice chairman, CA Divya, the young and energetic, which I'm meeting first time, the secretary of branch, probably is the luckiest enough to become the secretary at the first election itself, Pramod, and other managing committee members, the participants virtual, my dear students. It gives me a great pleasure in participating today's seminar, especially the taxation and implication complications of the virtual digital assets. I have fear that when we call virtual, even those who have been participating in the virtual will have higher membership subscription to pay to the institute because the virtual businesses have been taxing at highest rate. The next generation has the great opportunity when Prime Minister of India's vision and mission of 5 trillion economy. We are at 2.87 trillion economy. Well, we have 2,70,000 chartered accountants. We've been working and practicing last 6 decades, including me, as practicing 4 decades. Our thinking, the COVID pandemic has changed the way of learning, way of living, and way of thinking beyond. Now, the need of our institute, I urge upon the young managing committee members to think beyond what we have been already known about the physical assets, taxation, all this been set aside. The future course of our profession. Recently, I've been invited by the 30 members of parliament, along with the standing committee chairman, to talk about the policy, promotion and regulation of e-commerce. It's a mind-boggling that today the e-commerce platform is only 4% of retail trade, which they've been thinking at 15%. That means almost like 1 trillion economy in next 4 years. When we are practicing Charkun, we have to attest a function, and you've seen that you cannot just escape only by commenting or assurance following the standards of accounting. In the e-commerce platform, what have been studied, 8,500 pages downloaded and studied, given a report of 26 pages by FKCC as a president. It was shocking to me that 38% of the products are fake. And you've seen the regulation that the very difficult that more than 38 laws governing e-commerce. The SAP 20 of Institute talks about statement of auditing practices, talks about every chartered accountant should have knowledge of business or the profession. Where we are, have we been able to understand that how the law is regulation. Tomorrow you take up any e-commerce player auditing, and if you say that I do not know data security, I don't know IP, and I don't know the regulations or cyber security, are we here to only just talk about taxation and accounting? The next generation profession, next generation students has to have the complete gambit of all the laws, not just confined to taxation accounting. Gone are the days. Today, you've seen the GST, one nation, one tax, one market. You don't need, everything has been system and application of software. Now coming to the cryptocurrencies now. You have seen the system data processing when you do the audit, and again, you see the IT. The first thing is talks about encryption. I've been studied, I become a graduate of ISA at the age of 43. It's not new to us. What is visual business assets? I'm afraid when I was chairman of GST committee in 2017, when we talk about prior to that, there's a positive list of taxable services. We said that why can't you just bring negative and make everything is positive? I think we did a mistake in recommending to the government. Now what's happening? What is not defined in the negative list, all assets are going to be taxable. Now, which these virtual business assets, what is the way out? How they differentiate between the intangible assets? Are we just confined to cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, and non-fungible tokens? 10% of the population is been having cryptocurrencies. We also have to ask the eminent resource person who are going to develop upon whether by paying tax, whether the assets been legal. What is the other Indian Penal Code? Suppose you possess an illegal asset, which has not been accepted, because you know the income tax is just limited, whether you do business legally or illegal, all income is taxed, correct? So this seminar should talk about what is the implication by offering to tax, whether you've been immune from other laws, and what is the way forward for the next generation to understand what is virtual business assets. My only submission, all the youngsters is there. I completed my 4 decades of service. Learning is never-ending process. I am not a senior citizen. I have to learn, and my wife always asks me, if you have continued to learn, where you find time to earn. I'm telling you, just come out from the traditional practice, the e-commerce. When I had a meeting with Swiggy, the Big Basket, the Amazon, and Flipkart, and now Amazon wanted me to have a 2-minute video clipping, how e-commerce in the worldwide. Please, I want the chairman of Bangalore branch to invite all these big players, all the startup capital. We have a month-end program where we've been coming with 13 crore seed money for the 20 top-up. Last year, my friend, the chairman of Vision Group, talks about $1 billion. Now this year, when I have been invited for the seminar, he talks about $50 billion. Where we are heading, and you've seen the exports, where country has been already touched 400 billion, and we are going to achieve 1 trillion. Please don't confine to only taxation accounting. I am the president of Federation of Karnataka Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Please participate and understand, because if you want to be emerge as successful, this professional, I don't use only a chart accountant. Today, you have seen the valuation professional. You have seen the insolvency professionals opportunity. You have seen the bankruptcy. What I meant, just bring the respective persons as guest lectures, forget about the CP and non-CP and other thing, make aware what is store for us. I think the virtual business asset, the e-commerce, and the way forward for opportunity for chartered accountants is abundant, and those who are willing to learn and execute. And I'm sure that today's topic, the speakers will develop on much and submit the paper. The virtual business asset is going to be taxing beyond the boundaries, like you have seen the bandwidth. When we've been address software technology of India of bandwidth and everything, they talk about boundaries. Now, virtual business asset, what is the define, whether it's been jurisdiction, whether it's beyond the satellite, beyond the space, and beyond the countries. It's going to be very new topic, new opportunities for us. Recently, when the finance minister has gone abroad, IMF, she's been talking about how to bring all the countries together to tax, which is not visible. So I wish the deliberation of the speakers will be immensely benefit each one of you. And I would also request our chairman, Bangalore branch, to associate with FKCCI, not confined to CP. CP is there, you have got so many programs. but we can always invite the best, the entrepreneurs, the best CEOs to make you understand what is stored for you, what is stored for our profession in days to come. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Before I propose vote of thanks, we would like to have a felicitation to our chief guest. I request our chairman to come forward and do the honor. I request MC members of the dais to join us.
They call me as chief guest. I'm the fortunate to have received the scholarship during my CA studies. I indebted to throughout my life for the Parent Institute.
Thank you. Now moving